Hi, today we are going to look at 1 Samuel chapter 27. Have you ever heard a proverb that says, jumping from the fire pan into the fire? Or such as this, a man was struck by the lightning and a snake bit him, right? And there is another one that I heard. So they say that it is the Murphy's seventh law. A man left to himself goes from the bad to the worst. Such thing happened to David. So you know that in the previous chapter in 1 Samuel 26, God causes an supernatural sleep upon Saul's army, that David was protected from that. And David spares Saul, and Saul says that I won't touch you anymore. And then after that, this is the worst scene that happens in the life of David in 27 verse 1. Then David said to himself, right? Have you ever spoken to yourself and taken a counsel? Would that be a good counsel in Psalm 13 verse 1? Right? David is seeking a counsel from himself, and he comes to the conclusion that if I stay anymore in Israel, definitely Saul is going to put me to death. So I better run to Philistine land. It is like going from the fire pan to the fire. It is like a man who was already struck by the lightning being bitten by the snake. And then look what the Holy Spirit says about him in 27 verse 7. The Holy Spirit records that the number of days that David lived in that country of Philistine is a year and 4 months. It's almost like God is saying it is 16 months of backsliding state. Right? So why I say it is a backslidden state? Because David is trying to please Achish, the Philistine king. Right? In those days, they lived by going for a raid in the nearby villages, and they raid and they kill the people, and then they take those goods and they support themselves. Right? Every now and then, David goes for a raid in the lands of Amalekites and some other things, some other people. And then he kills everybody and he comes back. And then when Philistine king Achish asks him, where did you go for raid? And David lies. David says that I went to Judah, right? So wanting to escape from Saul and taking a counsel from himself, and he goes to Philistine, and the Holy Spirit records that he lived there for 16 months, and 16 months he is under tremendous stress. Every time he comes before the Philistine king, and he is putting himself as an enemy of Israelites by lying to the Philistine king. What a stress, what a pressure to please people, right? One of the biggest pressure today we all can have is pleasing people. And Galatians chapter 1 verse 10, Apostle Paul puts it in a beautiful place. He says that, am I trying to gain the honor of men, or am I seeking to please people? If I seeking to please people, I cannot be a bondservant of Christ. Right? Sometimes it could happen to us that we could take the counsel to ourselves, and when God is trying to protect me, I go from Israel to Philistine land, and 16 months of lie and trying to hide things and trying to pretend before Achish that I am his friend. These are the things that could happen to our lives. Right? The best place for us to be is hearing the counsel from God. And we can be sure that God is our refuge. And I can stay in Israel, still God could protect me from King Saul. And I don't have to run to the land of Philistine and say lie and live under a stress forever. This is the thought that we have from 1 Samuel 27. Thank you so much. God bless you.